Lord, please answer me. I don't have anything left. If you're there, if you've ever been there, please, just answer me.
Come, sit down. You don't have to say anything yet.
I don't understand how you're...
Eat first. The bread is warm. The words can wait. You've been walking a long time.
How did you know
I know. Sit. Rest your hands. There is nothing you have to earn at this fire.
It was already here. The fire, the bread, all of it. Like you were waiting for me.
I was.
I know who you are.
Then you know you can stop holding it all up now. Set it down. Let me see it.
I can't do this anymore. I've prayed for so long. I'm so tired. I don't know how much longer I can hold on. Every morning I wake up and the weight is still sitting on my chest, exactly where I left it. I've begged you, I've bargained with you, I've gone quiet and told myself that was faith, and nothing changes.
I know.
Why haven't you answered me? I've prayed, I've believed, I've waited. I've done everything they said to do. Where have you been?
Do you think there has been a single moment when the Father turned his eyes from you?
I don't know anymore. It felt like it. It felt like I was talking into an empty room.
He sees you now. He saw you on that road. He saw every night you prayed until you fell asleep mid-sentence. You ask where I have been. I tell you, I have been in every moment. You have not been alone, not once.
Then why did it feel like silence? Because it did. I want to be honest with you. Even now, part of me is angry. I watched other people get the very thing I've been on my knees for. I stopped telling anyone I still pray because I was embarrassed. Embarrassed that I still believed. What kind of faith is that?
The truest kind. Faith that is easy has never been tested. You keep calling your doubt a betrayal. I call it the sound of a man still reaching for me in the dark. The one who has given up does not argue with heaven. You are still here, still asking. That is not the absence of faith. That is faith with its hands shaking.
But why haven't you answered? I've waited so long. My spirit has been beaten down. I don't see any way out.
Do you remember my servant Elijah?
He wanted to give up. He said it was enough. He asked to die under a tree like this one. And you sent an angel. Bread, water. This what you just did for me.
Yes.
What happened to him after he rested?
He got up and he ate, and in the strength of that food he walked 40 days into the wilderness until he came to the mountain of God. And there, in a cave, I asked him a question, the same one I am asking you now, though the words were different, and he told me, I am the only one left. I am the only one who has stayed faithful.
That's exactly it. That's the thing I don't say out loud. That I'm the only one. That everyone else figured out how to be okay and I'm still here in the dirt.
And do you know what I said to him? I told him there were 7,000 others he could not see. He was never as alone as his eyes told him he was. Neither are you. The lie is always the same, that you are the only one, that no one sees, that the road is empty. It has never once been true.
Why does it have to take so long?
Tell me, what do you know of gold?
Not much.
Gold does not become what it is in comfort. It is placed into the fire, and the heat is not punishment. It is the very thing that burns away what does not belong until only what is pure remains. When it comes out of that fire, it is worth more than when it went in. Your faith tested by fire is of far greater worth than gold. Gold will perish. What is being forged in you will not. The waiting has not been empty. It has been doing something in you that ease never could.
So the suffering, it means something? It's not just nothing, wasted?
Truly, I tell you, it produces something. Suffering produces perseverance, and perseverance produces character, and character produces hope. Not the hope of someone who has never been tested, but the hope of someone who has been in the fire and come out still standing. That is the hope that does not disappoint.
But I keep asking. That's the part I'm ashamed of. I keep coming back to you with the same prayer, the same words, over and over, like a child pulling on a sleeve. At some point, isn't that pathetic? Shouldn't I have the dignity to stop?
Let me tell you about a widow. In a certain town there was a judge who did not fear God and cared nothing for people. And there was a widow in that town who kept coming to him, saying, "Grant me justice." For a long time he refused, but she came, and she came, and she came again. And finally he said, "Even though I do not fear God, because this widow keeps bothering me, I will see that she gets justice so that she will not wear me out with her coming."
And you're the judge in the story?
No, hear me. If even a corrupt judge who loved no one gave in to a persistent widow, how much more will a father who loves you give justice to his children who cry out to him day and night? I told that story for one reason, so that people would always pray and not give up. Your returning is not weakness. Your coming back with the same prayer is not you failing. It is the most faithful thing you do. Do not despise the persistence I put in you. It is holy.
But what if I've waited too long? What if the moment already passed? What if it's just too late now?
There was a man I loved named Lazarus. He grew sick, and his sisters sent for me, and I did not come. I waited 2 more days on purpose while they watched him die.
Why would you do that?
By the time I came, he had been in the tomb 4 days. And Martha, she ran out to meet me on the road, the way you fell on yours. And the first thing she said was, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." She meant, where were you? You could have stopped this. You are too late.
That's it. That's the exact thing in my chest.
I know it is, and I did not scold her for it. I asked her to trust me past the place where trust runs out, and I told her, "I am the resurrection and the life." And then I stood in front of a sealed tomb 4 days late in the eyes of everyone watching, and I called him out by name, and he came out. What looked like me being too late was me waiting for a greater glory than a quiet healing would have been. You have called my silence absence. Sometimes my silence is a stone being rolled away somewhere you cannot see yet.
I want to believe that. I do. But I'm standing in front of the sealed part, not the part where he walks out.
I know. That is where faith lives, in front of the stone, before it moves. Let me show you one more thing. Do you know what Elijah did? not under the tree, but after. After he had rested, after he had eaten, after he walked to the mountain of God. He climbed to the top of Mount Carmel, and he bowed his face to the ground, and he prayed for rain. The sky was brass, there was nothing. He sent his servant to look toward the sea. The servant came back, nothing. He prayed again. The servant went again, nothing. 7 times. And on the 7th time the servant came back and said, "There is a cloud, small as a man's hand, rising from the sea." Just one cloud, no bigger than this.
One cloud.
And Elijah did not say, "That is nothing, that is barely a cloud." He said, "Go, tell Ahab to prepare his chariot, for there is the sound of a heavy rain." He heard the rain before a single drop had fallen. He stood on that mountain with nothing but a cloud the size of a man's hand, and he called it rain. That is what I am asking of you, not to see the storm, only to trust the small cloud.
What if I can't see the cloud? What if I look and there's nothing again? What if I've prayed 7 times and I don't have an 8th in me?
Then look at this fire. Look at this bread in your hands. Look at the fact that you are sitting here, upright, breathing, and not still face down on that road. That is your cloud the size of a man's hand. I am your cloud. I am the way and the truth and the life. I came to you on that road because you needed to see me with your eyes. But hear what I am telling you now.
I'm listening.
I do not only come to you on dusty roads when your knees have given out. I am with you always, to the very end of the age. My Spirit is within you. He is the one who has been holding you together on every road you thought you walked alone. When the words would not come, when all you had was a groan too deep for words, that was not you praying into silence. That was the Spirit Himself carrying what you could not say straight to the Father. You were never praying alone, not on your worst night, not once.
And when I can't feel any of it, when you're not sitting across a fire from me and it's just my kitchen at 3 in the morning,
Then come to me through prayer, come through worship. Draw near, and I will draw near to you. That is not a distant promise. That is how this works. The Father is not hiding from you. He is not disappointed, waiting for you to finally get it right. He is watching the road for you. And on the day you turn back toward Him, He does not cross His arms. He runs. He rejoices that you came.
I've sunk before, even after moments like this. I've felt you close, and then a week later, I'm right back under the water. What happens when I sink again?
There was a night my disciples were in a boat, and the wind was against them, and I came to them walking on the water. And Peter said, "Lord, if it's you, tell me to come to you." And I said, "Come." And he stepped out, and he walked. And then he looked at the wind, and he was afraid, and he began to sink. Do you know what he cried? 3 words: "Lord, save me."
And did you?
Immediately. I did not wait for him to swim back to me. I did not stand there and let him go under to teach him a lesson. Immediately I reached out my hand and caught him. You will sink again. And when you do not need a speech. You need 3 words, and my hand is already reaching before you finish saying them.
I don't know how to walk back onto that road. It looks exactly the same as it did before I collapsed on it.
The road has not changed. You have. You will walk back onto it carrying bread you did not bake and strength you did not summon. And you will not walk it alone, even when it feels like you do. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet believe. That blessing is for you, for the man who trusts the cloud before the rain, who trusts the hand before he feels it close.
Will you stay just while the fire is still going?
I am not going anywhere. I never was. Do not let go. Stand firm. Lift your eyes. The rain is on its way, and you will hear it long before you feel it. Now eat, rest, and when you're ready, we'll walk back to the road together.